Hi, everybody. This is Dana with CoachDanaInspires.com. And we are so happy you're joining us today with Business Inspiration. And we have a fantastic guest today. It is Denise Banks-Grasedyck. And we are here to share fabulous things so you can keep moving after this era of COVID-19. For those of you who don't know me, I am a coach for women entrepreneurs. I help women find their value, pick out exactly who their perfect client is, and then bring that together so they are living their dream and getting paid what they're worth and helping others while they're doing that. So that's who I am. And let's move on to find out who Denise Banks-Grasedyck is. Hello, Denise. How are you today?
Hi, Dana. I am fantastic. I'm on this interview with you. I'm in a warm, safe, dry place. My family is healthy. We're the lucky ones. I'm doing really well. How are you?
Fabulous. Our family's good. We just went through a big snowstorm. So we had to dig out. We were hunkered in for a few days, but that's okay. We live in Wyoming, and that's where we are. So you own Impact and Ripple. You are a coach, owner, speaker. You do all these fabulous things. So I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. So let's just start in with, you talk to clients on a daily basis. You have all these people that you're in contact with. What are they saying? How are they feeling about the future? Is it more positive now, or are they still a little iffy?
Dana, a lot of the people that I talk to, they are positive now. I think we went through that first phase of just being sort of shocked and numb, and now people are saying, okay, we can move forward, and there are things that we can do. Life is different, things have changed, and yet life goes on. And so I think most of the people that I am talking to now they're quite hopeful and optimistic about the future. And yeah, I think that's what we need right now, to be looking toward the future and knowing that this time we're in a time of change, but when haven't we been in a time of change?
Exactly. And I think it was sort of shocking because it was just about a year ago when all this hit. And I think most people really thought, oh, a month or two, maybe, we'll be out of this in a bit. And I think it was very surprising. And I think demoralizing for a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners to say, now what? What do we do now? And I'm seeing the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of positive and optimistic outlooks on life, and I think that's pretty exciting for us and also for our clients. So yay, let's be
Yes.
optimistic. So what can we do as business owners, entrepreneurs? We're coming out. We're starting to inch out of this craziness. What can we do right now to really make an impact on our business?
What I think one of the things that we really have to do is be ready to embrace change, and to really fully embrace change and creativity and the collective power of our genius, of our own genius, of the people around us. Really looking at the people in our organizations and saying, what is special about you? I know that might sound a little bit like, what's special about you? Now is really the time to let people shine, to give them the opportunity to do so, because now more than ever, I think people are really wanting to make a difference and to make an impact. I think that's one of the big shifts that I've seen, is that people are really looking at their lives, looking at the work that they're doing and saying, am I making a difference in the world? I think that's one of the things that has come out of this crisis. And when we think about crisis, the word actually it has its roots in a Greek word called krino, which means to decide, to choose. And I see a lot of people choosing to see the opportunities that are around them. And I think that's what we can really do. We can look at, business has changed. What am I able to do? Where is the opportunity in this? Maybe, maybe our clients are not the same as they have been in the past. We haven't been able to serve them in the same way, but what can we do? I like the idea of, it doesn't matter if you're a service-based business, or maybe you're, a brick and mortar business. If you got a dry cleaning and you're like, okay, everyone's staying home. They're not getting their shirts clean. Well, you know what? Everyone's staying home. People are working from home. They are homeschooling. Maybe they need a laundry service that does family pickup. Where's the opportunity in this crisis?
Right.
That's what we can do.
I love that. I love that, looking for opportunity, because it may not be the same. And, people like to say, oh, the new normal. And I really never liked the new normal idea, because I don't know what was normal to begin with. I always like the new reality. What are we dealing with now? That's our reality today. And it may be different tomorrow, or in 3 months, or in 6 months. So like you say, choosing to see opportunity, that is fabulous. That is a nugget that y'all can take home today. Choose to find those opportunities. So your business is, you talk about values-based leadership. Now, what do you mean by values-based leadership? Why is that important for us? And what do we need to learn from that?
Well, values-based leadership is basically, it just means that a leader has taken the time to do the inner work, to find out what are their own core values, and they've decided, this is how I'm going to lead. And it's not only about your own personal core values, it's about defining or identifying the values that your company, that your business is going to operate on, so that people know, this is how we show up as individuals. This is how we show up as a business. This is how we serve our customers. This is how we treat each other. And I think it is very important, because it gives our business, it's an integral part of an organization's culture. And if we don't rise up and define it on purpose and by purpose, it will establish itself, and it may not be the type of culture that we want to have. So, when you lead with values, you really are aligning who you are when you are at your best to the way that you do business, or the other way around, aligning the way that you do business to who you are when you are at your best, and helping others around you to see how you want your business to operate in the world.
When you talk to people about this, what are their biggest challenges? I just am wondering, what do they say is it difficult for people to see this and to put this into action, or is it, oh yeah, that's, everybody's doing that? What are you seeing?
I think sometimes there are maybe some misconceptions about what it means, and it's not about me bringing my own values and saying, okay, everyone has to ascribe to them. I have to show up in my own, in alignment with my own values. And it's also about, as I said, identifying how you want to operate as a company and allowing people to see that. So when they make a choice to come and work for you, they know what they're in for. Is it difficult? That was your question. Is it difficult? I think once people grasp that it's not about imposing my values or your values on other people, but it is about making those known, communicating them, making the way that you show up in the world very much in alignment with who you're striving to be, then it gets easier. A lot of times, earlier in my very early days of my career, I worked with people my first clients were people who'd gone through burnout, who were on their way to burnout. Some of them for the second time, leaders who were just, pushing themselves through. And one of the things that I found was that oftentimes they were not in alignment with their core values. And that's one of the reasons why it is so important, because if you want to be in business and have a sustainable business, you've got to have something that aligns with who you are and isn't just, you're not trying to be someone else every day when you show up, and you're not taking actions that, that suck the life out of you, literally.
Yes, yes. And I think all of us have been in positions somewhere along the line where going to work that day was truly a challenge. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I can share. I had one client. I want to never forget this because he said to me, "I feel like I have to. There's always a role that I have to play. There's always a
Ooh,
mask that I have to wear." And that was something that really stuck with me. And so as I progressed through my career and moved more away from helping people deal with burnout to how do you become resilient so you don't ever have to walk down that road, that idea of putting down the mask and showing up fully as the person that you are at your best. I think that's one of the most empowering things that people can do. And when a leader does that, you give everyone around you permission to show up that way too. Show up as your best. What do you bring to the table? Make space for that. As a leader, make space for that in your team. Show people that you appreciate it when they do show up in alignment, in integrity, with their, with their best face forward, their best real face
right.
forward. I think there are a few things that you can do that are going to that are going to empower your people more.
Yeah. And I think if you are always putting you forward, this is who I am, that on those days when maybe you're not the best that you can be, maybe something happened at home, maybe there's something personal that's going on in the background, but you still want to show up as your best. And sometimes your best one day isn't the best from the next day or yesterday. So people are much more, I think, accepting and forgiving of those days when, this just happened. My house just got flooded. Blah, blah, whatever that is. People can really empathize and be more forgiving if you are, always that honest and a person of integrity, that you can come that way and say, look, here I am today. Not
Yeah,
doing my best.
absolutely. And when we allow people to do that, some people might think that, well, allowing people to, show their, let's say, their less than perfect selves, that doesn't that encourage people to kind of slack off or not to make an effort. And it's actually the exact opposite. When people know that we care, they want to show up for us.
Yes.
And so whether we're as an individual leader or as a team or as an organization, when the people that work for us, the people that work with us, whether it's our team or our clients, when they know that we really care, they automatically step up. I've seen it time and time again.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that a lot. So, you brought up this word a little earlier on in this conversation, resilience. So why is resilience important for our business?
Oh my gosh. If you have been on this planet for the last 12 months, you will know that how important it is to be able to bounce back from difficulties. And that's what resilience is. If we imagine ourselves to be sort of the bamboo of the business world,
Yeah. Yeah.
we want to be able to bend, be as flexible as we can, and still withstand, the forces that may be, and come right back. And that's why resilience is so important. It's the cornerstone of well-being, and well-being is an integral part of a sustainable business. You cannot sustain a business if you are burnt out. You cannot sustain a business if you are burning your people out like matches. So resilience is a really big part of that.
Yeah. And when you've been talking to people over the past 12 months, have you had to really walk some of those folks through what that really means? And are people embracing it like, yeah, absolutely, we're good at this? What have you been finding?
Well, I think some of the things, again, a lot of times there are misconceptions. What does resilience mean? It doesn't mean that you never get tired. In fact, it means simply listening to what you really need, giving yourself what you need, building up your physical capacity, building up your mental capacity. That means resting when you need to rest. It means, taking good care of your body by putting the right kinds of foods and fuels in it, and also giving yourself mental strengthening your mental capacity. When we have those days where where we're tired or we're down, what can you do that brings you to your, like, I'm going to call it your happy space, but what can you do to be that calm inside of yourself? One of the things that I actually, because I've seen this, and because of the history of where I started from in my early days of coaching, I know how important that is. And so one of the things that I offer is just I call it a centering exercise. And it's just a guided exercise to help people get into that space of being grounded and centered, so that, I call it be the calm in your storm, so that whatever's going on around you, you can just take a moment, even if, you've got meetings back to back, or you've got employees or clients who have some issues that you need to deal with, rapid fire decisions that have to be made. And you need a moment to just step back and say, okay, I need to get centered and grounded and find some peace inside myself. And it's one of the things that I offer. And, some people who are not familiar with that type of centering and that type of maybe meditative type of work, they are often very pleasantly surprised that this is very helpful within just a few minutes, before a meeting, after a meeting, before you go into your office in the morning. If you already know it's going to be a hectic, turbulent day, go through that exercise. 5 or 6 minutes is all you need. And it just gets you in a space of feeling in your power. I don't like to say in control, because life is happening all around us, but you are in the center of who you are and where you need to be.
I love that. And I tell you, being ready for the day and being in that space makes a very big difference. Absolutely. I yay that you do that with your clients, because they're much better off for it. I know that. So you, one of the things that you emphasize in your business and with your clients is you emphasize integrity and compassion. I love those two words. I think they're really important. Why is that important for you in your business and when you work with your clients?
Well, Dana, there's this old saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I have found that to be true time and time again. And especially in times like we're having now, where there's so much uncertainty, we can't take that uncertainty away from people when they do know that we are leaders of our word, that we are people who will stand not only by our own word, but stand behind our people and stand up for what we believe to be the best thing, even when it's difficult. And sometimes that means making difficult decisions. It means communicating things that are maybe not popular, or maybe not even, that happy or that encouraging, but knowing that you're going to do it in a way that is honest, that is open. And I like to say, whenever you show up and you interact with someone else, remember that you could be on the other side. And that's what I mean by, showing up with integrity and compassion.
Right. I think having that knowledge of your people, getting to know the people that work for you, that work with you, just taking those few minutes really can help add to that, having that compassion and being able to meet them on that level. Is that what you really find, is getting to know the people that you're working with is helpful?
That is helpful. And even if you take the step before that, getting to know yourself, getting to know who you really are and who you want to be in the world is really crucial. Because a lot of times we spend as leaders, we spend a lot of time knowing our business, and that is important as well. And knowing what are the best techniques, what are the new methodologies, the new lines of thought in terms of leading people, in terms of managing. And what I find is going back to simple, which does not mean easy. Simple means, be in integrity, be compassionate, show up for people, and they will return that with great loyalty to you as a service provider, to you as a leader. And yeah, so does that answer
I
your
love
question?
that. Yeah, no, because I think it is so important. And I have heard over my years of experience that if you give too much, you can't be too likable. You have to, beat down your people. That's how you get them to work. And I have just found that is the opposite. And that's exactly what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't remember who it was that first said this, but when I heard this, I think it was Richard Branson. I'm not sure. Really take care of your people, and they will take care of your business.
Yeah. And that was,
if you wouldn't say, well, we've really got to beat down our clients to get what we want. Why would you say we've got to beat down our people? Take care of your people, and they will make sure that your clients are taken care of.
Right. And you quoted that right, because that was Richard Branson. Absolutely. I think he has a few of those gems, and he knows exactly what he's talking about as well. So, I'll tell you something, Denise, we could be talking about how do we impact our clients with integrity and resilience and helping them be better at what they do. We could be doing this for another hour and a half. And our viewers out here are going, give us more, give us more. So if you want more, absolutely, we want you to have more. Here is Denise's information. If you want to get a hold of her, ask her some questions. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to hear you and give you some advice. Go to her website, impactandripple.com. You just got to go to the website. Fantastic information. Tells you so much about Denise. I've known Denise for a while, and absolutely, she's the real deal. So be sure, go to her website, reach out to her. She does live in Berlin, Germany, but she happily works with people all over the world. So you're in luck today, the fact that she doesn't have to stay in Germany to help everybody. So take a look, reach out to Denise, and I'm so excited that you were here, Denise. And for those, if you're needing any kind of help, if I can serve you in any way, that's my information right down there. Reach out to me. Let me know how we can be just better servants to those out there trying to do good work. So Denise, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate this, taking the time out. And until next time, we will see you on Business Inspiration. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you, Dana. It's been a pleasure.